Okay, guys, roast chicken. It's one of the most phenomenal, comforting, gorgeous meals, and we all love it. Why don't we learn to take it up to the next level? I'm going to show you not one, but 2 ways to reinvent your Sunday roast. Mix it up and create something surprising this weekend. First, a show-off bird that demands your attention. Super tender with awesome finger-licking flavours. This is beer butt chicken. Yes, beer in butt of chicken. Beautiful. This method of cooking chicken was kind of American-based. It was based around the barbecue, but also it's kind of cowboy, so oh. First, you need a dry rub, made with smoked paprika and cayenne pepper, then fennel seeds, coriander seeds, and just a touch of cumin. Finally, some dried chilies, brown sugar, salt and pepper, and whiz up. Have a little taste. Rubs are always going to be super intense, but try and use your brain anyway. Am I getting sugar? Am I getting some lightness from the fennel seeds? Do I want more savouriness, you know, from oregano or coriander seeds and stuff like that? So you can kind of tweak it to your liking. I want to rub it with oil, getting all the cracks and crannies, and then in with the rub, but I want to get it to stick to every part of it. Create what the barbecue boys would call a bark, okay? Which means like a kind of layer of flavour. It's going to kind of protect the chicken. It's also going to absorb into the kind of frying, cooking, roasting fat. And it's also just going to give that outside layer of chicken just a smash of flavour. This dish has got to have attitude. Next, it's time to raise the bar with a rather unusual way of keeping our chicken lovely and moist. The beer up the jacksie. Now, this is something I've wanted to do for a long time, and I'm referring to the chicken right now. Okay, so I've got about an inch left in there, the most exciting bit. We find ourselves a roasting tray, we find ourselves an orifice, and then we ease it down. That beer can is there for a reason. It will keep the chicken super moist and infuse it with a light beery flavour as it cooks in the oven at 200 degrees for an hour and 20 minutes. Baste it with good quality barbecue sauce 10 minutes before the end. While that cooks away, I want to show you another way to reinvent the roast with show-stopping bird number 2, chicken in crust. Why? Why would you put chicken in a crust? To keep in all the flavour. So, really simple, couple of kilos of flour. This is like blowout. This is the weekend. This is taking it to the next level. Mix up the basic pastry dough by adding water and a pinch of salt. This pastry crust is going to seal in the chicken, keeping it super juicy and tender. And when you serve it up, I guarantee it will look nothing like your guests have ever seen. Next, this is a weekend blowout feast, so I want to up the ante with an intense flavoured butter for my chicken. I'm pulling out all the stops. So I've got some gorgeous Girol mushrooms sizzling in some olive oil, butter and garlic. You know, you can hit it up with some lovely kind of woody mushroom herbs. Thyme, gorgeous. Marjoram, lovely, right? I want to pump up the flavour with dried mushrooms, any dried mushrooms. Some are expensive, some are cheap. Here's some porcini. You just go straight over with some boiling water from a kettle, just cover it. The flavour that will come out of there is ridiculous. Notice that the dried mushrooms now are limp and soft, even in a matter of a minute. So go in with the dried mushroom. Look at the colour of that water, okay? It's like bovril. This is serious stuff. Leave those rich flavours to reduce and intensify. Time to prep the chicken. I'm going to use a spatula, and we're going to get that under the skin. So grab this little piece of skin here. Use your finger to separate the skin from the breast meat. Once you've got a couple of fingers in there, go in with this spatula. Once you've created the pockets under the skin, chop the cooked mushrooms with some chopped parsley and a teaspoon of truffle oil. Then simply squodge in a pack of butter. This flavoured butter, just ridiculous. Get it into little holes, carefully push it down into the chicken. Look at that, you've got flavour going all down that breast there. That's serious flavour. Now we're ready to put it in pastry. You want it to be about 1 centimetre thick. Then just going to take A nice little cut at the top here. Okay, so we've got two bits, a larger piece for the bottom into the tray. Tie it up nice and tight so it will stay put once inside the pastry. Now we're ready and raring to go. We're going to put that second bit of dough over the bird like this. Tuck her into bed. Then we can cut off the excess and we're ready to crimp it at the edge. We're keeping the humidity in, we're keeping the flavour in. It's all staying in. The whole theory of it is just amplifying flavour, and it's dramatic. And when you put that out on a Sunday roast table, everyone's going to go, what? What's that? Alien that's just landed on planet Earth. Put in the oven for an hour and a half at 180 degrees Celsius. Now the beer butt chicken. Here he is. Shiny, gorgeous, finger-licking good. Roasted in all of those beautiful, awesome spices. That is mega flavour. Just finish it with shredded spring onion, some coriander, a little bit of chilli, and that will be absolutely incredible. Then the chicken in a crust. It is something very, very special. Get in there, find the biggest knife you can find, get a cleaver, get a spade, right? Cut around the outside. Oh, chicken. And when you slice into it, you'll see exactly what happens. When have you ever seen chicken like that? Completely and utterly beautiful and tender and gorgeous. That lovely flavour under the skin. It's just ridiculoso. So guys, that's amazing chicken dishes that will blow your mind and completely reinvent the norm. I'm going to cook for my family the most brilliant but completely bonkers roast chicken dish. We're going to marinate it with a kimchi marinade. We're going to glaze it with a kimchi glaze. And then I'm going to use this kimchi also to dress like a whole load of vegetables to make the most beautiful rainbow slaw ever. So let's do it. Chicken, you can go aside for a minute. First up, the kimchi. I'm going to put it into a liquidizer, 300 grams, and I'm going to add some water. 100 mils goes in like that. I'm going to take some ginger. A nice big fat thumb-sized piece of ginger goes in here with the water, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of a hit of olive oil and a swig of vinegar, red or white wine vinegar, and we're going to whiz that up. Full of flavour. So I'm going to use this in 3 ways. So 1/3 in this roasting tray as a marinade, right? And then over here, I'm going to create a glaze. Just take 2 or 3 tablespoons of really nice honey. 1, 2. The honey turns this into a shiny, sticky, tacky glaze. And then this last third, that will become the most incredible dressing for a beautiful rainbow slaw. So let's do it. Chicken into the marinade. This is the time to earn your flavour. Get it in all the cracks and crannies, in between the little wings, around the legs, in the cavity. So let me just wash my hands. Okay, just put a little swig of water in. So the chicken goes in the oven, 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 Fahrenheit, for an hour and 20 minutes. Halfway through, I'll take it out. I'll baste all the beautiful juices on top. I might add a little bit more water, and that's going to be the most beautiful, succulent, crispy skinned chicken ever. So the chicken's had about an hour of roasting. I've given it a nice little baste. I want to show you the next part of the story. First up, I'm going to toast some sesame seeds. So just put that on a high heat and just kind of toss it around like this. It doesn't take very long. Look at that. So in this same pan, I'm going to do rice. Get your reliable builder's mug and fill it up with basmati rice. This is perfect for 4 to 6 people. And then 2 mugs of water, tiny little pinch of salt, lid on top, medium-high heat, about 12 minutes, works every single time. Let's get this chicken and let's get to business. Just have a look at this lovely chicken. Wow, come on. So I'm gonna go with the lovely glaze here, and I'm just gonna embellish. Now is the fun bit. You take your everyday chicken and you give it a proper makeover. I love this bit because essentially I'm pebble dashing this lovely glazed chicken with sesame seeds What I want to do is take that last third of our kimchi sauce and I'm going to take a pack of tofu. I'll whiz it up and that will become the most incredible dressing for a beautiful, crunchy, rainbow veg slaw. It's going to be amazing. The slaw, the rice, the chicken. Come on! So, the tofu gives it an amazing, gorgeous, silky texture. Now, what I'm going to do is just add pre-prepped veg. So now just get your hands in and dress it up. So let's plate it up, fork up that rice. Fantastic, steamy, light rice. Look at that. That is a roast chicken dinner like you've never seen before. Oh, it's just unbelievable. That kimchi has been a flavour gift that has kept on going. Come on, let's get in there. Oh, it's so good. When days are busy and you've got a lot of mouths to feed, the humble roast chicken is a thing of beauty. So I'm going to cook a delicious one-pan roast chicken. Now, the idea of stuffing a roast chicken isn't new, but the way I'm going to do it is. Right. So my family is a bit topsy-turvy, probably like yours, and I want to do a dish that's good for everyone, from my 3-year-old right up to Jules. I've always got someone that likes certain things, some people that like others. So look, chicken winner, sausage winner, and I've got the simplest way to put the two together. There's a few little tips and tricks that amplify flavour and deliciousness. We're going to do beautiful Cumberland sausages under the skin. It's going to absolutely make that breast meat so succulent and tasty. It's just going to be so good. So right, let's get cracking. So even though this is all about the chicken, let me just put that aside for a second. I want to make the most amazing sliced potato, parsnip and leek bake. The flavours of these three things together are amazing. So I'm literally just going to slice up a scrubbed parsnip. I haven't peeled them. The flavour is definitely in the skin. Go as thin as you comfortably can and just get slices like this. If it's ever a bit wobbly, go on that flat edge and we'll just slice through that again. So 2 parsnips, about 700 grams of potatoes. You can use Maris Pipers. I've just dug these up. Beautiful red skin potatoes, but it could be carrots, it could be celeriac, it could be turnips. You can muck about with it. Anything crunchy, any great root vegetable can be sliced up and put with this. With the leeks, I often look at them in 2 ways, right? You've got the white part that is just silky smooth. So we can do nice, sort of same size slices as the potatoes with this. And then where the sunlight has sort of seen the leeks, it's turned it green and it's a little bit tough. So what I tend to do with those darker parts is finely slice that a bit more if you can. It just helps the heat get to it. So in here, I'm going to add some sage leaves. You could use rosemary, you could use thyme. The nice thing as well, it's in one tray, so less to wash up, so perfect if you kind of got like, stuff to do or, you know, family running around and you want to kind of just enjoy the moment a little bit more. Who wants to wash up all day, right? So we're going to bring that together with a nice lug of olive oil, a good pinch of pepper, a good pinch of sea salt, and we'll give it a good old toss. So the genius thing here is I'm going to cook the chicken on top of it. So chicken juice is raining down on this potato dish. It's going to be really, really good. Right, let's get on to our chicken. Now, first up, I'm going to take some sage and do the only polite thing, which is stick some up the jacksie. That will flavour from the inside out for no reason other than aesthetics. If you want a nice knuckle on the end of the chicken bone, just run your knife around the top of the chicken leg, just like that. It's super simple. And then just disjoint it like that. And then you get that as a finish, which I think is better. Then we come to stuffing it. The challenge with roasting the perfect chicken is this breast meat often gets cooked before the legs, right? So what we can do is even up the cooking times by protecting the breast with a lovely Cumberland sausage. Get your finger and put it on one side of the breast. Can you see my finger under the skin? And just make a little bit of a gap. Then in with a spatula and just carefully pulling the skin at the tip towards you. You don't want to tear it. See how the spatula easily goes down, and that will prise a gap. Now this means opportunity. Opportunity for herbs, marinades, and in this case, a ruddy good sausage. We're going to use this almost like a piping bag, right? So we can kind of squeeze it out. Now, There's nothing glamorous and visually appealing about this, but if you love food, you've got to go with the flow. This is family cooking here. I remember the first time I saw my mum stuffing the Christmas turkey, and I got shocked, but it's just love, it's flavour. So I'm going to squeeze the meat out of the sausage, right, and into this breast area. Get rid of the skin. What we're doing is creating like a little protective layer that will stop the heat from the oven getting to the breast as fast. On the other side, spatula in like that. Sausage number 2. It's just a really easy way to do it. You can shape it in and then just grab a cocktail stick. Then you can pull the skin over like that. See how I've gone through 2 bits of the skin? Then you can kind of wind it up like this and then secure it in here like that. What I'll do now is just wash my hands. You all right, River?
Yeah.
What's the matter with MJ?
He's having a meltdown about positions of seating.
I want from that side.
Okay. Very demanding 3.5-year-old. So then just a little bit of olive oil on the chicken, a touch of salt and pepper. Rub that all over. We'll roast that in an oven now, any oven, at about 180 degrees Celsius for about an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and 30 minutes, depending on how big your chicken is. As that roasts, it will drip onto that potato dish and it will be double flavour. You got everything you need at the table? Look at this. So you can see how that chicken has been cooking and dripping juices onto the potatoes. So maximum flavour. Love that. I'll serve it in the roasting tray. Again, another less thing to wash up. The chicken I'll just let rest for a second. So here I've got some watercress. You can use any salad you want. I'm just giving it a little spin. So I just washed it, spin it, get a lovely ripe pear, finely slice it like that. I'm going to go through the whole thing, seeds and all. Just go as fine as you can. That will start to discolour, so then we go in with some lemon, a little bit of salt, a little bit of olive oil, and then we'll pour some of those resting juices on the salad. Beautiful. But what I really love about the kind of pear and watercress salad is it helps you kind of take a roast dinner to the summer, but also, I'm coming! Let me show you the benefit of this technique of stuffing. Take the cocktail stick out. Just cut in the skin here, and this leg meat will just pull off. Pure tenderness right there. So I can joint that off like that. Look at that, beautiful chicken drumstick right there. And then we got the breast meat. So let's have a little look at this, because the idea of this Cumberland sausage is to protect the really delicate white breast meat. Look how juicy that is. Look at that cross-section. Just beautiful. Put that on the platter. I'll do all the work for the kids, because if I leave it to them, they'll just create carnage. Lunchtimes only go the right way about 5 times out of 10. Who's hungry? Come on then. Buds, can you take that to the table? There's a fork to serve. Make sure everyone gets salads. No one can creep out. Take these potatoes. There you go. Got it? What I love about this dish is, you know, for a lovely free-range chicken, I'm going to get every last bit of meat off this chicken. And I bet you it will all be gone. A beautiful roast chicken with a bit of a twist. Right then, who wants some chicken?
Oh, yum.
Oh, I've got a feeling that River's taking all the food. Right, Mummy, have you got a plate?
No, I'm just going to share with you.
I'll do your plate, Jules. There you go, Mum.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ah. Did you like your lunch?
Yeah.
What was your best bit of the lunch?
I wanted my chocolate.
Yeah.
Where's the chocolate?
Why are you putting your fingers in my mouth? My kids always love a roast chicken. I'm thinking lentils, spinach. We're going to go wild mushrooms. I'm going to use tarragon, paired up with with some whole roasted garlic. Let's get this party going. It's beyond simple, right? Let's just lube up the chicken with some nice olive oil, a little swig of vinegar, basic sort of marinade. Hit it up with salt and pepper, a whole bulb of garlic, the tarragon. We're gonna pick these lovely leaves later, but then the stalk is going up the jacksie of the chicken. So rub this chicken all over with the seasoning. I've got the oven, it's at 180 degrees Celsius. So there you go, in the oven, that's it. Now I'm free for an hour to do some jobs. The chicken's had an hour, just over, and that is a beautiful and very familiar sight, right? I'm gonna drain all the juices out of this lovely chicken, which is nearly cooked. It's not quite cooked, right? I want to add beautiful flavour to that. So I'm going to get some gorgeous smoked streaky bacon. So just lay it over the breast. This will go golden and crisp. The fat will render and continue to baste the chicken. And in here, look at this. All the drippings and our funky little garlic clove here. All that goodness should come out, just like that. That whole bulb of garlic ends up being a flavour hit. We've got 650 grams of beautiful mixed mushrooms. You've got shiitakes, the Asian mushrooms, beautiful portobellas. And then we've got these king oysters here. How fabulous are they? So we'll get those in. We'll hit it up with some seasoning. We're gonna roast them under that chicken for the last 20 minutes. So dress it like a salad. Chicken gravy mushrooms, come on! The mushrooms go at the bottom of the oven. We're gonna take this chicken that's nearly cooked and we're gonna place it directly onto the bars. And that bacon will start to render. It will baste the chicken, protect the breast, and the journey throughout that chicken to get more flavour then rains down on the mushrooms. They're going to be the best mushrooms you've ever had. Time's up on the chicken. Have a little look. Let's just plate this up now. There we go. Absolutely beautiful. All I'm going to do now is put these incredible mushrooms on a nice platter. And look how lovely they look. Take that chicken as a real centerpiece on those mushrooms like that. And then take the tarragon, and that is what we serve at the dinner table. And then we're gonna use the same tray. We'll go in there with some olive oil, a bag or two of lovely spinach. I'm all in for roast potatoes, always. But to change it up, you can buy beautiful green lentils in tins. You can get them dried. Drain off most of the water. Bring them to the boil like this. We're gonna kiss it with vinegar. Season it to your liking. And then, at this stage, creme fraiche, so delicious. What I like to do is just let the creme fraiche just melt. And don't stir it. We're just gonna take it over to a platter and let it naturally ripple on there. How gorgeous is that? Come on. Okay, time to serve up. So that goes on first. So with the chicken, let's just take a nice little slice of the breast. Look at that. And then look, we've got this natural gravy that's come out of the mushrooms that's just so good. Knife, fork. I am very excited. Come on, Mr. Mushroom. I don't know what to say. It is utterly delicious. I am so happy right now. Speechless. What a joy.